After 44 games in the Vanarama National League, our season comes down to just 2 games. Today, we will decide whether we're going through to the semi-finals of the playoffs and miss the first knockout round, or whether we've got to go through the whole rigmarole. Hello, and it's a very warm welcome to episode 40 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you the final 2 games in the normal season of the Vanarama National League. It's match day 45 and match day 46 away to Bradford City, and then at home to Dorking Wanderers, already relegated down the bottom of the Vanarama National League. And those 2 games will decide where we finish off in the playoffs, whether we finish up in 3rd place, where we are currently, which means that we will miss out, go straight through to the semi-finals of the playoffs, or whether we will have to go through the rigmarole of having to do the knockouts first. So that's what's coming up on today's episode. We have played a couple of games since you were last with us. We'll round up on those in just a moment. But before we do that, don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far, and what we'd like to see us do next. Of course, our other series, Irons in the Fire, is going to finish at the end of the current season that we're playing with West Ham, and then we'll be looking to do a new series, whether we do a continental series or whatever you fancy. Let me know, and I'd be pleased to hear from you. And don't forget, you can keep up with everything that's happening on the channel by following me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Right, well, a quick roundup then of what's been happening since you were last with us. You've probably been studying the table over to the left there, but since you were last with us, we played Barnet and Scunthorpe, a 2-2 draw against Barnet, a 3-1 win against Scunthorpe, where we scraped through in the end, and we've gone a little bit of an unbeaten run as it was, 3, 6, 8 games unbeaten to finish off the season and find a little bit of form. Might be a little bit too late though, to be fair. It's this run here in January and February that really sort of screwed us over, so to speak. A couple of losses. National League, York City we lost, and then we lost to Halifax Town and Dagenham Redbridge in quick succession, which messed it up a little bit, and a few draws as well. So the form wasn't at the best, but we seem to have struck a little bit of form again. It's probably been tight and difficult, and bite your fingers time, and so forth, which brings us through to these final 2 games. We'll study those at length in just a moment, but let's quick check up on the games that have been played. We played Kings Lynn Town first up of the 2 games that we played in between, and Batoz Cyblowski was a complete thorn in our side, because he got Kings Lynn in front after 33 minutes. Casey losing the ball to Smith. It went out wide to Giles. Giles cuts it across for Kabolski, and Kabolski puts it in the back of the net. 1-0, half-time 1-0, and then just 2 minutes after half-time, Kabolski's at it again. Not winning that ball on that right side there. Crosses the ball deep, and Kabolski gets his head to it ahead of the defenders, and it's 2-0, and we look as if we're on the slippery slide at this point. But just 2 minutes later, Dan Casey, who had messed up for Kabolski's first goal, getting one back for us. Linton with a throw in to Knight. Knight holding the ball up for Linton. Linton creating the space, pulls it back for Casey. Casey putting it away. And we've got one back at this point, 2-1. But it looked as if it was just going to go awry. We weren't doing the right things or getting back into the game at any point until Joe Knight got us level on 85 minutes. Davis with a free kick, come back off the woodwork. Knight was positioned perfectly right to get us level, and at that point you could believe again. And it was Kieran Evans from the penalty spot on 93 minutes that managed to get us across that winning line. Good penalty from Kieran Evans. But what we do like to do here, of course, is go back a wee bit and just have a look how the penalty... I'm not going to see it. It's not going to let me do it. I was going to show you how the penalty actually came about, but it's not going to let me do it, unfortunately. So, Kings Lynn Town had 3 shots, 2 on target, 1.28, 38% of the possession. We had 17 shots, 9 on target. How the heck did they end up where they ended up? But got both the goals that they had on target in the back of the net. 2.91. It's a good job they didn't hit the target anymore. Otherwise, they'd have had more goals, I'm feel sure. 62% of the possession. We deserved to win it, but we made really, really difficult for ourselves, especially at home. But anyway, we then went to York City. Oh, sorry, we didn't go to York City. York City came to us for another home game. And in this occasion, we battened down the hatches after Melvin Lambert got us a lead after 8 minutes. Seisber giving the ball away to Vincent. Vincent creating himself a bit of space, pushed it through to Melvin Lambert. And Melvin Lambert put that away on 8 minutes. But we really didn't look as if we were going to get any more after that. 10 shots, 6 on target, 1.37, 57% of the possession. They had 11 shots, 4 of which were on target. 43% of possession, 1.13 on the XG. Luckily, Luke Armstrong was in good form in that game and held out. Liam Vincent getting a player of the match. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, 1 assist. Yeah, he had a good game. But just that 1 goal in it then that give us that win over York City, which leaves the table going into the final 2 games looking like this. Chesterfield have made themselves the champions. I mean, they've been on a fine. We'll have a look at when we do the end of season review, but they're on fine form. 102 points. They've got 111 goals for, 44 goals against. They've still got 2 games to play as well. 67 plus 67 on the goal difference. So they've had a fine season and deservedly champions, I would suggest. 17 points clear of Bradford City in second place. And my brain's just not working. I mean, it's 25 points. No. Sorry, I'm telling a lie. That was 17. 7 points clear of Bradford City. 15 points clear of us in third place. And Solihull Moors keeping track with us, block by block, really. They've won their last 4 straight. And so if we slip up, Solihull Moors could be in. So that's third and fourth place. And the speciality of the third place I've already mentioned. York City are 5th on 76. Barnet and Halifax Town are 6th and 7th respectively on 74. Still could be caught though. Aldershot Town are in 8th on 71. Gateshead are 9th on 70. I don't think they can be caught. 6 points. They can't be caught by Southend or Eastleigh. They're pretty much out of the game. So with 6 points available, another 3 points for Barnet and Halifax would see them guaranteed a playoff place. I think looking at that, York City only need 1 point. But yeah, that's how it stands at the top. Already relegated, Boreham Wood, Kings Lynn Town and Dorking all gone now. Only Chester can escape from that bottom echelon. Woking have pulled themselves clear. But Chester, by virtue of having lost 5 on the trot, have dropped into that bottom bit. Scunthorpe pulling themselves out of there just recently. They're still in a bit of a wretched run of form, but that's where they are at. So, as we go into our first game of the episode, an important game against Bradford City in second place. Nothing really for them to play for. They've drawn the last 2 matches. They are unbeaten in 15, so that's not a good omen. But what a time to go and beat them. A win is a must today, really, I think. Third place is where we want to be, because if we can avoid 4th, 5th, 6th or 7th, does mean that we go straight through to the semi-finals, because how it works is 4th place 7th, 5th place 6th, and then they play respectively. I'm not sure whether we end up playing, I think Solihull Moors or Halifax will end up playing Bradford City, and then York City and Barnet, as it is at the moment. York City or Barnet, whoever won that, would then play us for the second semi-final, and then obviously the winner of the two semi-finals would then go through to play in the final. That's how it is going. Today's fixtures, as I said, we're playing Bradford City. The Solihull Moors are away to Bromley. Bromley currently down in 12th place, so that's probably easier for Solihull Moors than it is for us today. And then York City, who can't catch us, but because it's a straight run, 3rd or 4th will become ours. York City can't get any higher than 5th. They are playing at home to Kings Lynn Town, already relegated, so they've got a fairly good chance. Chesterfield are away at Yeovil Town. Right, that's rounded up on everything. Let's go and have a look then. We have played Bradford City in this series once before, lost to them at the Bob Lucas earlier in the season. Jake Young, the scorer, on 49 minutes on that occasion. Alfred Prescott picking up an injury in that game. We do need to be at our best today to get anything from this game, really. They are without Alex Patterson, who I have a feeling played for us for a while. Seems to ring a bell. He's out with a bruised, or doubtful with a bruised thigh. We have Amika Peters, who is out with a torn thigh muscle. Otherwise, this is the team news. And here we are at Bradford City for this final away game. Well, I say final away game. It's the final game, away game in the regular season of the Vanarama National League. The other things I mentioned when we were talking about the table, of course, the other advantage of getting in 3rd place is that when it comes to the semi-final is played at home. Not that means totally anything, of course, but there is an advantage there, of course. So that's the other reason to finish in 3rd place, because otherwise whoever wins the knockouts will end up being away in the semi-final. So there is an advantage of finishing 3rd. Right, the team then that faces Bradford City in this one. Armstrong is in goal. Linton, Blythe, Spurway and Davis across our back three. Alfie Prescott still not completely fit. We'll see how we go. Bolton, Wadham and Knight are in midfield. Casey sits behind Melvin Lambert and Evans. Cooper is in torrid form. He's just not really doing it at all this season. And I really don't know what's going to happen to him. He's out of contract in the summer. We might have a complete change around. I really don't know. On the bench then, Ransom, Vincent, Prescott, Slade and Cooper. And here we are at the Bradford City Stadium. They've won 3, drawn 2, playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. We've won 4 of our last 5, drawn the other one, playing our usual formation. They are 2nd with 95. We are 3rd on 87. Top of the table clash at the end of the season here. 19 minutes in, and first highlight, Davis has the ball from Armstrong and he's lost that ball. It's won back by Bolton, and they've won it straight back again, causing us all sorts of problems. Jones, Gibson into the area. He's going to cross this in, and it's gone in. Armstrong missed it, and Mickey Mellon has put it away, and they are in the lead on 20 minutes. Armstrong at fault for this one, I think. We can blame him. Should have had that. They have a corner. Gibson with a corner. It's swung in. It's not cleared. Daniels back out to Gibson. Cross deep. But headed away. Melvin Lambert is going to pick up this ball. Can we get a counter-attack on? He's gone round his man, but he's given the ball away. His ball control, not spectacular. Not any good really at all. Linton keeping Gibson out there. But they still have control of this ball and their possession is very good. Linton, he's got past Linton. Why didn't Linton stop him? He could have stopped him. Gibson crosses it deep. It's headed in, but it's headed over. Half time has arrived and we've not been in this game at all. 2 shots, just 1 on target, 0.07, 36% of the possession. We've soaked up a lot of pressure and not really had anything. The only saving grace is we have managed to keep them to just 1 shot on target from the 6 that they've had. 0.87 on the XG, 64% of the possession. Need to try and break them down somehow. The only other saving grace is, as it stands at the minute, Solihull Moors are losing 2-0. They were losing a goal to nil, now losing 2-0 to Bromley, which is positive. If we could get a draw here, that would be at least a draw. That would be splendid. If we could get a win, I think that probably wraps us up as it is. Chesterfield are losing to Yeovil Town and down to 10 men as well. They had players sent off after 18 minutes. York City are beating Kings Lynn Town as we expected. That's the halftime news. And with 61 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 2 changes. One of them is enforced because Josiah Linton has picked up a knee injury. Hopefully it's nothing too sinister. And Ben Blythe is getting tired. We've taken him off and brought on Harry Ramson. Just need to check whether he is, I think he is a central defender. He is. So let's change him to a central defender to get the best out of him. There we go. And the other change, they are the 2 changes that we have made, both on that left side. So hopefully we can try and move forward and see if we can get something out of this game. And with 82 minutes on the clock, making our final change, we've taken off Elliot Bolton and brought on Harvey Slade. Can we get this goal back at least? We have a corner. Vincent with the corner. Swung in. It's headed clear though. And they are going to come away with this. Curry with the ball. Needs to cut him out. Riley. And they are outnumbering us. We're caught on the counter here. But hopefully... Oh no, I thought he was going to tackle him. Keane, Young's going to tee himself up, and it's gone out. Berry with a goal kick. And, it's headed on. Vincent brings it down nicely. Ransom, this could be 3 minutes of injury time. We're in the first minute of those 3. Ball back Knight to Spurwace. Melvin Lambert here. Now Melvin Lambert needs to hang on to this ball. He's got round his man now. To cut it inside to Knight. Knight back to Melvin Lambert. Melvin Lambert has a go, punts it, but it's just wide of the post. And it's all over. It's a 1-0 loss, and our unbeaten run has gone for Burton. We always knew it was going to be difficult against Bradford City. They've beaten us twice this season, both by a goal to nil. Jordan Gibson, the doer today, he was a bit of a thorn in our side. Come off at half-time as well. And got player of the match. So that tells a story, doesn't it? Having said that, Dylan Berry did keep them in it. 8 shots, 4 on target, 1.41. So we were better in that second half, albeit we didn't increase our possession that much, 36%. They had 12 shots, just those 2 on target, 1.18 and 64% of the possession. From the last time I saw, the only consolation is that Solihull Moors have lost against Bromley. And we come back with a little bit of injury news. That knock to Josiah Linton means he is out for 2 to 4 days with a twisted knee. We've got 5 days down to the game against Dorking. So he could be back. I'm thinking possibly, as it stands at the minute, he's likely to be on the bench. Vincent will get a start because Vincent has played quite well in the last 2 games. Well, let's hope he can do it for us at the end of the season. Right, so that is how it stands at the moment. Let's have a look at the scores from today's games. And here they are. Aldershot 2, Gateshead 2, Borehamwood losing to Altrincham. We lost to Bradford City, as we know. Solihull Moors a 3-0 loss against Bromley. Dorking and Scunthorpe 0-0. Halifax Town 3, Eastleigh 0 in that battle for the last playoff place. Dagenham Redbridge 2, Fylde 1. Hartlepool losing to Barnet by a goal to 0. Southend losing to Oldham Athletic 1-0. Chester beating Woking 2-1. Chesterfield coming back even though they were down to 10 men and beating Yeovil Town by 2-1. And York City beating Kingsland Town 3-0. So going into the final game of the season, Chesterfield champions 105 points. Bradford City in second on 98. We're third on 87 by goal difference over Solihull Moors, who are keeping us step for step. A win in this game that's just gone would have probably seen them off, because we know that they would have been 3 points behind us and we had a superior goal difference, but it wasn't to be. York City are in fifth on 79, then come Barnet on 6th on 77, Halifax Town on 77, and in fact, if you look at it now, they are guaranteed playoff places, Barnet and Halifax Town. It's just a case of in what order, because obviously those three could all jumble up, depending on the final day results. Aldershot Town, with only 3 points available, cannot catch Halifax Town. So the playoff places are decided. It's just who plays who that isn't decided, including whether we end up third or fourth. And at the bottom of the table, Borehamwood, we know Kingsland Town and Dorking already relegated. Otherwise, it's a three-way fight for that final relegation place between Chester, Scunthorpe and Woking. It all comes down to the final day of the season. If they all get the same result, it is pretty much as it stands, based on goal difference, of course. It's pretty much as it stands. So a little bit of a fight going on at the bottom there. We'll see what that permeates out at. Right, we're going to come back then for the final game of the season against Dorking at the Bob Lucas Stadium. I'll come back just ahead of that and bring you all the news there is ahead of the final game. Well, just before we have a look at the team that will face Dorking in this final league game of the season, let's just recap on the other games that are of importance to us today. Solihull Moors are at home to Borehamwood, who have been relegated. So we're both playing relegated sides. So no advantage there then. It would have been good if they'd been playing Chesterfield, I guess, today. Would have been ideal, really, wouldn't it? Yes. Chester, who could survive, need to win. They are home to Oldham Athletic, who are safe. So Oldham don't have anything to play for. Scunthorpe, they are at home to Hartlepool, again, who nothing really to play for. So Scunthorpe will be fighting for that one. And Woking, the final side, with a chance of surviving. They have to play Barnet. They have the tough game against Barnet, who finished 6th, and really still battling it out to who finishes where in the playoffs. So that's not going to be an easy game for Woking. As it stands, I think Woking have probably got the duff card there as to how that one plays itself out. We will see at the end of this episode. Right, that is it. We are playing Dorking. We have played Dorking once in this series so far. We played them at their place, Meadowbank, back in December, just before Christmas. A 3-1 win on that occasion. Emeka Peters, who's out injured today, unfortunately, getting 2. Elliot Bolton getting the other one. Cameron Thompson getting their consolation, making it 1-1 at half time. As it was, but they had Cody Pennington sent off after 47, which give us a slight advantage, I would suggest. But there we go. That's how it is. We just need to go and win today, and then worry about what Solihull Moors do. They have to got a bit of a mountain to climb. If they win, they have got 5 goals better than what we score in order to overturn us. Obviously, if they win today, we would finish in 4th. If they win and we lose, we would finish in 4th place and have to play off against either York City, Barnet or Halifax Town. That's not what we want to happen, and that's what we hope doesn't happen. So let's go and have a look at the team that will face Dorking in the final game of the regular season. And here is the team that faces Dorking in this Vanarama National League Matchday 46. Armstrong in goal, Vincent, Healy, Spurway and Prescott. The defensive line, Wadham, Stanton and Solanke are in midfield. Casey comes in behind Melvin Lambert and Cooper up front as we go looking for this win. On the bench, Ransom, Davis, Knight, Evans and George. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas. And that one loss on our record. That last game against Bradford City. They've lost 3 of their last 5. Won 1 and drawn 1. They're playing a flat back 3 with 2 wing backs today. We are 3rd with 87. Dorking 24th on 21 points. They can't get any higher than that. But they're playing for whatever today. 8 minutes in, a throw-in from Vincent. Healy punts that one forward, but it's defended well. Solanke gets there. Cooper picking it up and running with it. What's Cooper going to do here? Cross it in. It's gone in. And it's Dan Casey getting his 7th goal of the season. 9 minutes on the clock. And we are in front. We will keep one eye on the other game going on. But as long as we're in front, it doesn't really matter what's going on there. Defender should have had that. They have a throw-in. Rogers to Gifford. 15 on the clock. Farquharson cut out by Wadham. Casey. Solanke. Solanke comes forward. What's he going to do with this? Solanke has a go, but it's a bit of a tame shot, and Connor was there. We have a corner. 16 minutes. Swung in Vincent, and it's headed over the top by Healy. In fact, I think Spurway was trying to get in on the act, and free kick. 18 on the clock. Wadham with the free kick. To Cooper. Cooper finds Lambert. Lambert lashes it away. Keeper couldn't keep it out. And Melvin Lambert puts us 2 in front on 18. Or 19, actually. Lovely through ball. Melvin Lambert hit it first time. Goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. Definitely onside. They have a corner. Pearson with it swung in. It's not cleared. Gifford. Oh, he's put it away. And Armstrong not getting into it. And they've got one back. Should have dealt with this. We didn't. Gifford had loads of space. Armstrong just couldn't get to it. Solanke, that ball won by Stanton in midfield. Cooper. Prescott. Prescott comes forward. Prescott crosses it in. Cooper's lashed it. And Casey over the top. This was a golden chance for Cooper to put 2-goal gap on us again. But he hit it and it hit 2 bits of woodwork. And Casey then missed the target. Throwing on that far side. The half-hour mark's just gone. Vincent, Melvin Lambert, back to Vincent. Vincent is going to try and get this ball in. No, he's not. He's going to pull it back to Wadham. Wadham crosses it. Sees Prescott in space. Prescott has a go. Prescott puts it away. Lovely goal. 3rd goal of the season for Alfie Prescott. And now we have the 2-goal cushion again. 32 minutes on the clock. Solihull Moors drawing 0-0 with Boreham Wood last time we looked. Which means that we are definitely in 3rd place. No more highlights in this first half. It's been a fairly comprehensive first half for us, all accord. little bit of a worry when they got a goal back, but we sorted it out, and we managed to 11 minutes later get ourselves back in front again. Wadham and Prescott working well together. Cam Cooper, I noticed, got an assist for both the first and the second goal. Well done to Cam Cooper. 11 shots, 7 on target, 2.40 on the XG, 60% of the possession. They've had 1 shot, 1 on target, 0.06 on 40% of the possession. As I said, half time, and we have a quick look and see what's going on elsewhere. York City drawing with Bradford City, which is quite interesting. Solihull Moors 0-0 with Boreham Wood still. Down the bottom, Woking are still in that drop zone. Scunthorpe are losing, so they're doing their bit. Woking just need to... Woking are losing 2-0 to Barnet. So Woking are going to be gone as it is. I think Chester beating Kings Lynn Town 3-0. So they are pretty much as it stands, unless that gets turned around, are safe. Scunthorpe really are not helping themselves. And if something miraculously turns around for Woking, then they could be in trouble, because Hartlepool are beating Scunthorpe. But they'll all be listening to their radios, watching what's going on. So that's how it is at half-time. Vincent with a corner, a short corner. 48 minutes on the clock. Cooper! It's been brought down, but defender getting the ball. Angelos. That's cut out by Wadham, who was very quick on that one. He seems to have stepped up today, and he's had a shot, and it's only the fact that Connor has managed to get hands to it has stopped it going in. Otherwise, it'd have been 4-1. Vincent on that far side then. He's going to in-swing this one. It swung just over the top. Spurway, I think, getting his head to that. It might have been Healy again. Another corner. Vincent with a short one again. This time to Casey. Back to Vincent. Vincent crosses it deep. But nobody there. Prescott will pick up. He's got Spurway in front of him. Still up from the corner. Spurway! Spurway likes putting those away. He's done 12th of the season. It's a 4-1 lead now. And I think we're pretty much in third place and through to the semi-finals of the playoffs. We've done what we needed to do today. Well put away. And with 62 minutes on the clock, making one change, we've taken off Spencer Spurway with this lead. We'll give him a little bit of a rest, and Harry Ransom has come on and replaced him. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making our second change, Tom Slanky is off and Joe Knight comes on. 76, our first highlight of the second half. It's not our first highlight of the second half at all. But throw in on that far side, and we've ended up with the ball. Healy punts one forward. Casey trying to get underneath it, but he couldn't get there, and they come away with the ball. Gifford to Rogers. Wadham winning that ball. Healy back to Wadham. Wadham. Healy. Healy. Knight. Knight finds Wadham. Wadham has lost the ball in midfield. Good through ball. Robson cross it in, and they've got a second. Thompson fell on a plate to him, and Healy not clearing the ball. And it's 4-2. Healy should have got to that. And with 78 minutes on the clock, our final change, we have taken off Prescott, brought on Sonny Davis, who's going to finish off the game as we look to the playoff semi-finals. And possibly one of our last highlights. Oh, it's come off of Healy. Oh, and Armstrong saving that. It's gone for a corner. It was on target, and that would have made it look 4-3. Very close. Solihull Moors are beating Boreham Wood now by 2-0. So we can't afford to lose this or do something silly. Ransom heads that clear. It's all over. And we have managed to get through Cam Cooper, a player of the match, 9.9. Three key passes, 3 clear-cut chances created, 2 assists and a goal. What a fantastic game for Cam Cooper. Worth sitting him on the bench against Bradford City, I think. So that is how it's ended up. It's a 4-2 win against Dorking. And, well, yes, 19 shots, 11 on target, 3.17, 62% of the possession. Dorking had 5 shots, 4 on target, 0.55 on the XG, 38% of the possession. And Solihull Moors did win their game in the end, finished on 90 points, the same as us, but we have managed to get them on goal difference. So that's how it's ended up. We'll have a close, proper look at that in just a moment. So a stupendous game from Cam Cooper, and has he done enough to secure himself a new contract? That is for the future. If we get promoted, well, who knows whether he's good enough at a League 2 level. We'll have to wait and see. But that's jumping ahead of ourselves. The final day's results. It's ended up with Gateshead. It's ended up with Halifax Town and Barnet and you fighting it out round the bottom there. Halifax Town beating the Yeovil Town 3-0. So it didn't really make a lot of difference. Barnet beating Woking. Woking getting relegated along with Bournemouth, Kings Lynn Town and Dorking, kicking themselves, no doubt, missing out by 2 goals only because Scunthorpe lost as well, 2-1 in the end there. And so it's Woking, Bournemouth and Kings Lynn, as I say, going down. And yeah, that's how it's ended up then. So the final table looks like this. Chesterfield top, 108 points. How did they do today? They beat Kings Lynn Town 4-0. A fine 108 points, 72 goal difference. Bradford City second, 98 points. Bradford City today losing 2-1 to York City. Shame they didn't do it against us. We finished third on 90 points ahead of Solihull Moors on goal difference. York City fifth on 82. Barnet sixth on 80 points. And Halifax Town seventh on 80 points. Gateshead just missing out on 74. Right, that's how it is. Let's have a look then if we can have a look and see the playoff games. Solihull Moors will play Halifax Town. York City will play Barnet. So that's how that goes around. The winners of those 2 matches. So the winner of, I think it's Solihull Moors and Halifax Town will play us. And the winner of York City and Barnet will play Bradford. I think that's how it works. But we will find out in due course. I'll let you know as we get down to it. Right, let's go and have a look over here. No fixtures scheduled. It won't be until that sorts itself out. If we have a look, we go back in here, we go back in and look at the schedule. The playoff semi-final is next Sunday. So we've got a week and a day to go down to ours. This is the first round, which we're not involved in. We go down to here. So we'll be back for that. What we're gonna do, we'll play that one game. That gives nothing away then, whether it's good, bad or indifferent. We'll play that one game and then we'll come back in the episode 42 for the final, hopefully. If not, 42 will be a end of season review and transfer special. That's how it's ended up for now then. We are in the playoffs and the playoff semi-finals, having beaten Dorking today by 4-2. The question is, who will we be playing in that semi-final? I'll bring you up to date at the start of the next episode. How about that? Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, Irons in the Fire, as they are released. New episodes, Bottom to the Top, released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. And best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on the channel per se is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 41. It's a playoff semi-final. It's on Friday, join me for that. And hopefully next Tuesday, we'll have a playoff final to be in as well. Till next time, bye-bye.